Studio 10. We had a photographer, artist. We had some very talented musician artists with Heartbreaker. Great job, School of Rock. And who are we hearing about now?
We are hearing from another artist, a painter.
Okay.
You know, a lot of times we have these hobbies. They start off as hobbies, but then they turn into careers. And for this next woman, that's exactly what happened. It was hobby turned career, and now she's sharing her work with others. Take a look.
I love the unpredictability of it. I love the flow of it. I find it kind of meditative. They say it can be the hardest of the mediums because you can't correct mistakes. I always think that watercolor is kind of like life. You can't really control it. You just have to go along with it and then kind of adapt and adjust. Gotta be brave. I guess in some ways I'm a brave person, more of a risk taker maybe personality. I liked art, I've always liked art, I've always loved animals and nature.
Michelle has always been an artist, but she's also always been a risk taker. And that's probably what drew her into watercolor painting in the first place.
It's a really beautiful medium. It's very unpredictable though, because the watercolor is hard to control and it's hard to fix your mistakes. You have a few minutes after you put the paint down to correct things. I had a different major than art in college, but I always did art on the side. And then it finally became so busy with my doing art that I decided to leave my regular full-time job to do art full-time. So I've been doing that now for about 8 years.
Today, Michelle spends most of her time here in her gallery, or sharing her talent with others.
That you work the opposite that you do with oil or acrylic. You work light to dark. That's all art is, that's all drawing is, that's all painting is looking at values and shapes and then translating that to paper. I tend to work around a painting, which means that I don't just work here and then go all the way up. So I'm looking at the values, trying to get those in. To build this up, you can squint your eyes. That helps to see the different values. So it's good to try to, work around the painting. It's a very personal experience painting something. Like you learn that subject even more than you ever did before. You look so closely at the face, the details.
From being harder to control, watercolor also gives Michelle the ability to work with colors in ways she can't with other forms of art.
I'm gonna add some more orange and deepen the color. Instead of just applying one solid color and being done with it, adding multiple colors to this is gonna make it so much more dynamic and look so much more alive. I have some sea salt here, and you drop it into the wet paint. You'll get some really cool texture. It's really good for fur. This right here was created just with salt.
That's why she teaches classes at the Lansing Art Gallery. Michelle wants others to look at what they see a little differently by painting it.
So that's what I'm trying to do with the painting, to try to capture that so that people really look at it and then they see things, they see an animal in a different way than they saw before. I really like the way this one came out, but this one will be, you can see already it's looking very different. So we'll see when it's done how it changes depending on my mood and the paint's mood.